Hey everybody, Big Daddy G here. I'm making this video as the beginning of a video that I made. And it's basically to let you know, hey, America's at war. And ironically, the people are either too stupid or too blind to realize that we're being attacked and we're at war. You know, I'll make a prediction that your grandchildren or your great grandchildren, 50, 60, 100 years from now, will be cursing your generation as they fight and die to get back the freedoms and the history as they rediscover it that you were so freely given away. In Russia, Russian children are asking older people as they're starting to find out with the internet and stuff the true history of Russia. And these older people said, no, that never happened. You know why? Because Marxism and communism is like this. They're not interested in your generation. They're looking 2 generations, 3 generations ahead. As they change things, that becomes normal for those generations that they grow up into that. And that truth of who you were and your history, your freedoms, is lost. Well, that's what's going on now. And you're being used as the weapon to achieve that goal. Wake up, America. Watch the rest of the video. Hey, everybody. Big Daddy G here. Let me pull my mic down and hold this up because I don't want my shirt to be shown. I realize when I make a video, people will sit down and say, man, you post a lot of stuff positive for Trump, which would say, hey, I'm a Trump supporter. I like Donald Trump. I'm not going to say, hey, I'm a stern Donald Trump supporter. I like the man because he's a businessman, and what he has said that he's going to do, he has done. I'm putting this out there for the beta five freaking morons that's in the black community that refuses to do any research on their own, that basically follows the herd. Because in the black community, it's like this: growing up as a child, you had to know the language, you had to have the right, you had to dress right, you had to do something in order to be part. If you were different, you were solo. All my life, I have been solo because I chose not to think like the massive crowd. Because, ironically, a lot of times the massive crowd ended up in jail and shit like that. Just bad decision making. I remember joining the Black Panthers, and I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna join the Black Panthers. I was part of that for a little bit, and I went to one of the meetings, and I'm over there in the park with my cousin and them doing some things we shouldn't have been doing, smoking pot. I was about 16. Black Panthers was down there breaking into a train. Ain't no shit about it. 2 o'clock in the morning, cops knocking on my door. The word of the Black Panthers was, a brother don't tell on a brother. Well, apparently somebody bitched on my ass and said I was there. I got out of that, and I decided to get out of that too, because that organization was, a brother don't tell on a brother, didn't work out too damn well for me. But I'm putting this out there for this, that basically, if you listen to the talking heads in Hollywood, if you listen to the major media, if you listen to MSNBC and CNN, they're basically owned by Democrats, and their job is to put down Donald Trump. Donald Trump tweets a lot to get information out there. Let's give you a little facts. Within 3 years, let's put it 3.5 years, I mean, right before the coronavirus, Donald Trump took this country into a thing where the minority, blacks and minorities, had the lowest unemployment record in the last 40 years. Obama ain't do it. He had the highest of any president. Um, but Trump did it. Trump was able to do that. If you don't realize, he gave a lot of money into black colleges and to black community, creating opportunities and things like that. You didn't hear that. Didn't come across MSNBC, didn't come across CNN, and the talking heads in Hollywood didn't tell you about that. But that's what this man has done. Now Joe Biden says, I have a solution. I'm going to correct this. I could correct it. I'm going to show you how to bring America together because I have a plan. Well, hell, you had 8 years with Obama. If you had a plan on how to bring America together, you could have walked over and said, hey, Barack, we could do this. Well, you're keeping it a fucking secret. I don't know. You had 40 years in politics, and what did you do? Oh, let's see. You fought against the busing bill because you didn't want little white kids to go to the same school with black kids. You got up there and fought against the thing that back in the 60s when they came up with welfare that says the man can't be in the house, breaking up the unit family. You got up there and said, we got to pass this crime bill because the new criminals of America are coming out of these families out of wedlock. And they're going to be the new criminals, and I need to protect my family and protect your family. And you did. You passed that, and a lot of blacks went to jail. And then, to add insult to injury, you get up there on TV, you brag about how you did the same thing that you impeached Trump about when you made a video about the boy's asshole. He made a video of how he told the president he was going to hold the money for their weapons and stuff if he didn't get rid of this DA. Oh, you didn't know that? Oh, you people didn't research that? Y'all didn't know that one? Oh yeah, he did the same fucking thing that the Democrats called themselves impeaching this president over. Now, the biggest thing that pissed me off about Joe Biden, and I like Joe. You know, I really thought Joe was a decent guy. But when you get up there and you say on national TV, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. You literally, you know what I heard? You know what I fucking heard out of Joe's mouth was, you dumbass black fool, don't you understand? We done spent millions of dollars on advertisement, media, and the talking heads in Hollywood to convince you that Donald Trump is racist and I'm the guy here to save you because I'm not. That's what I heard. And if you're black and you didn't hear that and you're saying, oh, that's just Joe being Joe, you're a fucking beta file fucking moron. And I'm putting that out there. You know, I gotta tell you, if you're dumb enough to be following out there marching and saying, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, you are a bigger beta file fucking moron. Because have you ever asked yourself where that money goes? What are they actually doing? Is it going into a defense fund for the black guys getting locked up in prison that's getting arrested? Is it going over to George Floyd? No. It's going over to something called Demi Blue, which is a democratic system that puts money into the democratic hands of every candidate that's running across the country for office or re-election. Not a penny goes into making your life as a black American any better. And did you know that Black Lives Matter is ran by a Jewish white woman she's a lesbian. I ain't got nothing against lesbians. She don't like families. Her mission statement is we want to dismantle the nuclear family. We want to dismantle the police department. Let's stop and think for a second. You dismantle the nuclear family. Okay, they did that in the 60s. The Democrats did it. It's called welfare. And the criminals did come up, as Joe Biden said. So now you're going to do it even more. So you're going to create more criminals. You're going to get rid of the cops. So I want to ask you dumbasses that's following this Black Lives Matter and haven't taken time to look at their mission statement on what they're trying to do. When shit hits the fan and people are at your door, somebody's coming in, grabbing you, grabbing your wife, or whatever, who the fuck are you going to call? Ghostbusters? Black Lives Matter? Don't call me because I'm not coming for your ass. I'm going to laugh at you. I'm going to say, you're about a dumb beta file freaking moron. See you later, bye. I'm putting that out there because we're in a battle right now. We're in a battle, and this battle is like this. It's a war, and you don't understand it. It's a war that is being used, that has been put together over the last 60 or 70 years, understanding black people, their passions, and everything else. We are being used as the weapon. We look at wars as guns and planes. No, this war is with our passion. Our passion is being used by us. And do you notice that the marches that you go to have more white people in there? It's called wolf in sheep clothing. How do you know a wolf's in sheep clothing? Best way to understand how to discover a wolf in sheep clothing is the wolf is actually trying to make itself look more like the sheep than the sheep are. Meaning that when you go to a march and you got white people that's being more aggressive than you are towards the cops, towards white people that might be uh, Trump supporters, when they're making a scene, they're trying to provoke you to believe that they are on your side. That's bullshit. That's your skinheads. That's your KKK. That is even part of Black Lives Matter. To use you, to use your passion, to use you to make you think that they are part of you. That is bullshit. They are not with you, they are against you. And if you can't recognize that, you are double pedophile freaking moron. So I'm putting that out there before I go to bed because so many idiots out there in the world. I didn't realize I could have been what they call a black what do they call those people? I call them idiots, but you call them oh a black radical, a black the guys that get you guys motivated and upset, like Al Sharpton, because you so people are so easily to be led by your passion that you're so willing to lock on to stupidity that you don't realize you're being used. Right now, like I said, it's a war going on, and the weapon that is being used is you to destroy your history, to destroy your future, your your history and your freedom. Let me give you a little lesson in Marxism. Marxism is like this. Whenever Marxism, socialism went into a country, the first things they did was destroy the persons, destroy their country's history, to corrupt their religion, and get rid of the weapons. What has the Democrats been saying? We're coming for your guns, idiot out of Texas. We're coming for your AK 47s and your AR 15s. And he didn't get elected. That's their goal because see, once the weapons goes away, people, black people, you are no longer citizens. You are subjects, subjects to every fucking thing they want to kick down the pipe. So I just wanted to put this little, damn, 10 minute and a half video out there. Everybody have a great one. Big Daddy G out.